Alright, in this video I install a sort of emergency brake kit here on the trailer. It had one that was definitely, I don't think it functioned very well. I don't think it was installed very well. So I definitely had to get a new one. The nice thing is I think I solved a couple other problems while I was doing it. There's lights that are supposed to be on in the trailer that you can turn on like in the tack room and such, and they never worked. Now I've been tracing the wires back to some degree, but not with much luck, and I think I found out the issue. Also a few lessons learned. One thing is, because this is an older trailer, it's a 92 I believe, Featherlight, they hadn't standardized the wire colors for the trailer wiring, and so like trying to figure out which wire was which was kind of a pain. But towards the end I actually ended up having to take the end of the pigtail for the trailer off, and then I had kind of an epiphany. I was like, hey, wait, if I did this earlier, I could have just seen which wires went to which plug, and then I would have known which color associated to and which ones to tie into the brake controller, or the emergency brake system. I used Hopkins. I just happened to choose it because it seemed okay, and it fit the way, you know, I kind of imagined I needed it to fit. And so, but I have a link to it down below, along with some of the other wiring stuff that I used. If you purchase through that, it does help me out a little bit through Amazon affiliate, so I'd appreciate it. I hope you find the video interesting, or at least informative. It was definitely you know, kind of a little bit of troubleshooting. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you want to see more like this. It helps the channel. So hopefully it's not too boring to watch. I'm trying to make it at least somewhat interesting and informative and educational. So let's get to it. So I'm going to install the emergency brake battery system here. You can see I've already started marking the holes. It was originally on the back side. The reason I'm installing it on this side is that it'll just be more visible, easier to check. I think it's more standard. I don't know if this is just an old trailer and they, you know, we're trying to protect them. Here's the old switch thing. And it looks like it's wired in, but I don't trust the way this thing's wired. If you can see, there's no insulation here. There's nothing. I'm going to double check that this wire is the correct wire that's being tied into, because I don't trust that either. There's this other loose wire on the harness here, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of checking and not just trust what the previous person has done. I can see some sections, looks like they're opened up. You can see, might be hard to tell, but there's just a bare wire right there. I mean, it's like they just taped over with so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of maintenance here, as well as just replacing the battery backup. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drill out these holes and just mount it, and then mount the replacement one of these, which I'll just use the original mounting location, which is there, and go from there. Might be hard to tell, but I first started a little pilot hole. I didn't go all the way through, but this will just help with getting the full-size drill to drill through. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit, and I'm going to try to drill all 6. Now, I probably only need to drill 4, but I like to have extra mounting instead of not enough. So that's step number 1. Typically you use a center punch to help get the drill bit started, but I find with the small drill bits it's usually easy to keep them from wandering too much. I got mostly mounted up. I just need to tighten the bolts down. I'm missing a bolt apparently I bought. I either dropped one. It says 6. I have 5 and I need 1 for this, so I'm just gonna not install this one yet. I got stainless steel bolts just because I like getting stainless steel hardware if I can, just because it lasts longer, but it's not always stronger. That's a whole other discussion. For drilling it, my tip is always get a good set of drill bits. If you get cheap drill bits, you're not going to drill through it and you're just going to tear your hair out. Started off with a 3/16 hole, and then I drilled the full-size hole, which was a 5/16. These are 1/4 inch bolts, you know, just a little extra slop so that if they don't all line up, you know, you don't want them to be, you know, matched perfectly unless you're super precise. So just tighten this thing up. Now I got the wires here. The blue wire is going to go to the switch. The black wire I believe is power. The white wire I believe is ground. I'll double check this. And then when the switch is here, that wire, you know, the blue wire will go to the switch, and the other wire will go to the blue wire on the harness. So let me get these tightened up, and I'm going to mount the switch, and then we'll go from there. All right, it shows going from blue to black, so I trimmed the wires down, crimped, stripped the ends. So for this one, it goes blue to black, and then this blue wire to the blue wire on the harness over there. So I trimmed these things down, stripped the ends. I'm going to add this coupler right here, and then I have a heat shrinking tube as well, insulator, so it should get it. So I'm going to do that right now and start showing you the results. All right, so that's crimped together. I like these particular heat shrinking connectors, these couplers. I think they seal really well, and you can really tell when they're sealed. You can they get really gel-like. I have this insulator. This is probably unnecessary, but I like to add these anyways. I'm going to heat shrink this over the whole thing, and then I use this butane lighter torch thing to help. And that way, you know, I'm not near an extension cord or anything like that. I don't have to try to bring a heat gun over. So now we get this shrunk down and move on to the next step. So now I got to figure out which wire to tie this one into. This is what it was tied into. I don't necessarily trust it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a multimeter, checking the continuity between this wire and the plug here, which should be number 2, should be the brake, the trailer brake. So that should be this plug right here. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. And if it's not that, then I'm going to start hunting around. And I wish I had a camera set up where I could like set up the camera and you guys can just watch and see what I do. See, if it's not that one, I'm wondering if it's this one right here. So, and then I got to figure out which one is to the ground and which one is to 12-volt power. So I'll be doing that, checking that off of this plug here, and a diagram that I'll show in a second. All right, so it looks like this red wire is the brake line. There's no blue wires in here. And this is how they tied it in before, is with this. So I'm going to remove this piece. I'm going to put in one of the couplers that I have, and then from that coupler I'll have one wire coming into it and then 2 wires exiting. One of those wires exiting is going to go to the brake switch. I'm not getting continuity here, but I'm getting continuity when I go to the wire directly. So that leads me to believe that this is failing, and these things are not good ways to tie into wires. So this cluster of wires is even more clustery. So the red turns out to be the brakes. This black wire turns out to be the ground, which is usually the white. I cut this wire to check and see what that is, and I couldn't figure it out, weirdly enough. So what I'm going to do now is I got to tie the white wire to this black wire, and I'm going to use the coupler system. Basically, I'm going to couple in one wire here. Actually, I'll have to use the bigger one, and then use 2 wires will come off on the other end, similar like I did right here. This one's the one that goes to the brake switch right there. And then this is, I cut it just to verify again because I started questioning myself. I cut it here and was checking continuity basically from the end of the wire all the way down. Because if you just check continuity like at the wire, you know, you could be getting a continuity through the trailer all the way to the wire. So that's not always a good check. So that's why I cut it, to check continuity. And then I got to figure out which one is the power wire, which I'm suspecting might be this white one here. But I guess we'll find out. This trailer is from '94, so maybe they had a different wiring set up before. I just don't understand. It's a little bit of a pain to do. Basically what I'm doing is, before I cut a wire check, I actually pierce it a little bit with the probe of the multimeter, and then I check the end here to see what it corresponds to. And then if I get a continuity, then I suspect to the right, basically here, because this is standardized, like this is the brakes, this is ground, up here is like the 12-volt, various other things like brake lights and blinkers and stuff like that. So this is standardized. So if I get the continuity from here to the right wire, then I have a good idea that it should be the correct wire even if it's the wrong color. Is kind of the idea. So, alrighty, on to the next one. So I'll wire up this one, and then I have to figure out where the 12-volt power wire is, which one of these it is. All right, so earlier there's this white wire that's here that I cut it to check the continuity of it because I just wanted to see what it was. Turns out this is the power cable. I had to take this apart because I was looking for the cable for the 12-volt charging, and sure enough, when I open up the back end here, it is off. So I'm going to put that back on, use a different crimp, and that means that I can then tie into this one, and that should finish the install. The other nice thing is that the lights inside the trailer never worked. This is probably why. So I'm kind of excited to see those things start working. And then while I'm in here, these ones all look like they have good connections. This is obviously somebody added this for some reason. And the other nice thing is I probably should have done this earlier because I could have verified which color wire went to which outlet and didn't have to use the multimeter. So kind of lessons learned here. This might have been a little bit faster. All right, here's the final install. So this is installed. Still missing the one bolt here, but I'll get that. I actually ended up finding it, but using it to hold up here because this was just loose. You know, some of the loose wires are just taped up here, taped up there. Retaped some of these here. This thing fully charged. So you know, not a bad install. Probably could be cleaner, I guess, but I'm happy with it. And definitely some good lessons learned. All right, that's it. Hopefully you learned something and it was helpful for you. It's definitely helpful for me. Everyone's a learning experience. So one of the things in the trailer, I have lights inside the trailer, like the tack room and stuff, that have not worked. And so I think by finding that one wire that was loose, that might have fixed a couple of those issues. So I'll be curious to see if it did or not. Again, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Bye.